My name is Zena Berkey and welcome to my YouTube channel. In case you are new here, I am a young adult fiction author and today I am filming part 2, or video 2, of my Exploring the Abandoned series. Today is a little bit different than last time. It's actually in a way similar. I'm once again going to a northern state hospital. However, this time I am of course in Michigan, as I have been for the last couple of days, and this hospital isn't as abandoned as the last one, as in some of it has been renovated and is being used for other things, and there are sections that are abandoned that we will get to check out. It's all on a paid tour. I will put the link in the description so you guys can check it out as well. But some of the areas are not being used still, and that includes some underground tunnel systems we get to check out. So I have my mom here with me. She's currently driving, and I got all my stuff in the back because we go straight to the airport from the tour. Right now though, we're going to a place called Cherry Republic. They make everything cherry. Traverse City is known for cherries. So we're gonna get some cherry salsa for me to take home, and maybe something else for a couple friends, whatever. Just grab some souvenirs kind of stuff from my trip, and then we're gonna go take the tour. I'm gonna do my best to film as much as I can, check in with you guys throughout. It might end up being a lot of like videos and photos with just music over it. I don't really know. We're gonna figure this out as we go. But I'm really excited to do my second abandoned tour, and hopefully this will be the first of many more to come. Although with cheer season ramping up, I promise nothing. But without further ado, let's go see a semi-abandoned insane asylum. Alright, we have arrived, and here it is in the background. You'll see a lot better angles in a few minutes, but yeah, we're gonna go in, check in. Our tour starts in like 10 minutes, and then it's like 2 hours and travels through everything. So I'm definitely really excited. The Northern Michigan Asylum opened its doors in 1885 with the idea that beauty is therapy. Basically, they work to treat patients with kindness, comfort, and pleasure, and that was definitely evident in the architecture of Building 50, where we started our tour. The stained glass windows, the turrets, the large amount of windows, the vaulted ceilings, everything like that really worked to make patients feel like they were just on vacation, on a retreat, not really being treated for mental illness, which so many of them were. They also worked to not just throw pills at patients, but rather to really take care of them. Despite all of this, the facility closed its doors in 1989 and was slated for demolition not too long after. However, clearly this building was meant to stay, since in 2000 it was purchased for just $1 with the idea it would be brought back up to its former glory. Now, after we initially visited Building 50, we were taken to another spot on the campus, which was built a little bit later, and this facility was some patient areas, some common areas, and also a cafeteria. And as you'll see, it's still in much need of repair, but it kind of gives us an idea of what the building used to look like. This entire facility has over 9 million bricks used to form the foundation and the walls. There was so much beautiful architecture to be seen, even after all these years of decay, and it really made you feel like these patients weren't just being thrown somewhere so they could be out of their family's way, but really taken care of in every aspect. It was super cool to walk through, and I definitely want to go back to see even more. This cafeteria room was definitely my absolute favorite stop on the tour. We got to see really the broken down areas, the demolished areas, which much of the facility and buildings were definitely like when it was first purchased in 2000. So to see this, it really allowed it to be juxtaposed to the now renovated areas that we also got to take a look at. Now, as you can see, I filmed a ton in this area. I just couldn't stop taking photos and getting shots of just the various bricks, the way they were deteriorating and everything like that. In fact, really cool thing, some of the bricks from the original building have been set aside just because they weren't able to be used just to modernize the building and things like that. And you can actually purchase them in the gift shop as a way to continue to pour money into this project. Since the building was only purchased for $1, but there's definitely been way more than $1 put into all the renovations. There is still a long way to go, and I can't wait to visit and see where they continue to take these renovations in the next couple of years. All right, first of all, it's really cold. Second of all, our tour guide actually grew up at the Cedar Woolley Mental Hospital that I went to. My mom started telling stories, and he was like, oh yeah, I worked at the one, or my dad worked at the one and lived at the one in Cedar Woolley. And I was like, yeah, I've been there. So that was pretty crazy. And now we're walking, and I really want to go inside. Guys, it's so cold. She's a wuss. It's so cold. I'm from here, but I don't live here. It's so cold. Send help and coffee, please. Really, let's get coffee. The final stop on our tour took us to the underground tunnels that were used as heating systems when the hospital was first built. This area was basically a super heated tunnel that would then be piped into all the rooms and the different floors of the facility. It's not used anymore, but it was definitely a really cool place to go. And it was a little bit scary when our tour guide turned off the lights so we could take pictures and see if we could see any orbs. I didn't in any of my photos, but the dark was definitely scary, not to mention the uneven ground. Future me here. Unfortunately, that was where I stopped filming that day. It was a really fun tour, definitely really informational. There was a lot of books that they had on sale, some of which, or one of which my mom bought, and a multiple which I am interested in reading, so I might still read those going forward just because of the vast history of the hospital and everything like that. But the tour went over by about 10 minutes, and I was getting really panicky because I had to get to the airport. So I didn't film any kind of extra or anything just because we literally were like, cool, I'm buying a shirt, my mom's buying a book, we're getting in the car and we're going to the airport. So from there I headed home from Michigan, but it was definitely a really fun day, and I'm super glad I had the opportunity to do it. I did mention at the start of the video that I would put the link in the description for the tour that I took. There's multiple different tours that are offered. There's the one that I took, there's the same version of the one that I took, but it includes like wine tasting and stuff on the trip. There's also a twilight tour that they do usually just 1 or 2 days a week, and basically they take you around at like 6 p.m. and they include some past staff who tell more of the haunted history of the facilities. And then they also do 2 different tours that are more for photographers. One is a tripod tour where they have actual stops where you're allowed to stop, set up your tripod. It seems to be a little bit longer and more expensive. And then there's also one that's just an extended photography tour that costs closer to like $50 per person. But they go to a lot of places that otherwise you wouldn't be able to get into. And if I go back, I think I definitely want to look more into that photography tour just because I feel like it's going to give even more beautiful sights, beautiful scenery, and just really cool places that I can check out. So definitely super glad that I looked up the facility ahead of time. I kind of just Google searched like abandoned places in Michigan, and that one came up, and it happened to be literally in the same town as my mom. So I was really excited to get to check it out. I don't know when I'll be back in Michigan and Ohio, but I'm hoping it'll be, you know, not before too long, so I can also check out additional places there. And I am planning additional abandoned place visits here in the Pacific Northwest, so stay tuned for all of those. But if you guys have enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Comment below your thoughts, your feelings on this video. If you have any questions, also let me know. I didn't include everything in this video as far as the information that I learned. Just kind of wanted to give you a little bit of a taste for it. So if you have additional questions, please let me know, and I will be sure to answer those. And then finally, make sure you're subscribed to my channel with notifications on so you find out as soon as new videos are posted. I will also have this video and my previous abandoned exploration in a playlist. And so if you are not so sure about subscribing to my channel with notifications on, definitely subscribe and then turn notifications on for that playlist, just so you can find out when the abandoned videos go up if you're here more for that than my cheer stuff. But all in all, I'm really glad that I had just an amazing tour day. Big shout out to our tour guide who did an amazing job. And then just for the facility for just being such a cool part of history. Like to think that it was slated to be demolished and then just didn't is so cool. And it's just a bummer to think that there are so many facilities like that that unfortunately did get demolished. So I'm really glad we have that kind of piece of history intact, even though so much of it was renovated and changed. It's really cool to get to see it in progress and in process or whatever. So next time I'm there, I definitely will be going back to check it out again, maybe doing that full photography tour. So stay tuned for that. But all in all, I hope you guys have enjoyed this abandoned video. Make sure if you are maybe one of my like more regular like cheer followers, make sure you let me know if you're interested in these style of videos, as I will try to work on them even more, because I personally just have such a passion for it and I would definitely love to do more and more. But all in all, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all soon.